guys, it's Sydney B. Turner here, and today I'm going to give you a little tour of my basement studio. I've had a little bit of a teaser put out a while ago on my Instagram, at Sydney B. Turner Art. I'll link that down below so you can follow that. And I've been delaying this a little bit because when you see studio tours and stuff like that on YouTube and other platforms, they're usually like really perfect and very aesthetic and really well put together, and I love watching them, but that's kind of not what my studio looks like. I'm not a full-time artist. I wouldn't say it's a heavy working studio. Like, there's no real excuse for it to be this messy, but that's just kind of how I work. And I think it's important to show an imperfect studio because a lot of professionals, this is more what their workspaces look like before they clean it up for these videos. So I think it'll be fun to show you guys what I've done so far with the space that I have and some storage solutions and some of my, I'll try not to rant too much about my favorite products and stuff because I tend to get really excited when I see something I like and love to use. But I'll be doing this kind of vlog style. And if you have any questions about any of the supplies or any of the storage units or anything that I've used, I will try to link what I can down below, but if I miss anything, just go ahead and comment and I'll get back to you on that. So without further ado, I will start this tour. Alright, so this is a nice little overview of my basement studio corner here. So this is the basement of my my parents' place. I'm currently living here while I'm in college, as I mentioned before. So this has concrete floor that is sealed and painted. The paint is kind of in disarray after a recent flood earlier last year, which kind of almost threatened the whole studio. But that's another topic. So when you first kind of walk in this area, you'll see that there are white walls. There is drywall down here in this basement, and then just the concrete floor, as I mentioned. So when I was designing this space, I really didn't have a very big budget for furniture. So it's still kind of bare, like I only have one table, which I'll get to. But the one thing that I did purchase that I really like are these big bookcases. And these are actually from Mainstay brand, and I ordered them from Target, from Target.com, I think. I mean, I think they were $45 each or something, or $50, something like that. They weren't that expensive, but, and I actually had to make and assemble these, but they're actually pretty sturdy. It's just chipboard. And these guys are screwed into the wall so it doesn't just come toppling down. But as you can see, they're kind of a weird shape, but I needed something that would have flexibility as far as what I could put in it, because sometimes I have these big panels and big canvases and stuff that I want to have space for, but I have a lot of smaller stuff too. So I got two of them, so I have one on each side of this nice little setup. And this one is hosting most of my art books. This is not all of them. So, and then in the middle here is my drafting table. Now I got this secondhand from a family that had been using this as an engineering table. It's made of chipboard, and it's kind of beat up. And I've tried to resurface this, but it looks pretty good, and it's adjustable. All metal legs, really nice. It's on some, actually, masonite to keep it off the floor. And I really like this drafting table. I do want more surface space though, because this is like the only space that I have. And then the next piece of furniture I have is this awesome chair. And I don't remember the name of it. I think it's called Vortex or something. But it came from Amazon. This was like $50, but I love it. And I actually got the idea after I saw the same chair in a video by Minnie Small, who's another artist who I absolutely adore. And I'll link her channel below. If I can find her studio redo video that I watched, I will link that. But I love this chair. It's super comfy and it's really cool looking. And I thought that just kind of went well together with it. And then the final piece over here is a hand-me-down, really, from my parents. I have no idea where they got this, but it's a nice little, let me do this, a nice little cabinet. It's white and has some really cute, like, details to it, like antique, But in here, I just keep my little eternity boxes. And I got these from Jerry's Art-Rama. Really like them. I don't have everything in them yet, as you can see, but working on it. I gotta redo this. So I try to keep most of my finished work if I can store it in there. But as you can see, it's pretty full already. And then on top of that, I just keep my brushes in these nice little containers I got from Always, actually. But you can get these at like Walmart and Target too. And then I have this little easel. I don't remember where we got it though. But I just keep some paintings that are currently drying or sitting there waiting to be redone. And then I have a couple finished and a couple little study paintings that are just kind of sitting here, along with some other canvases that I kind of started but never finished. Down here I have my little panel carrier, wet panel carrier that my dad actually helped me make. Really cool. There's the nice little lid. I don't know why the lid is off, but it was. And then it goes the other way. But I keep wet paintings in there, obviously, and store some if I need to pack up and go somewhere. I try to keep extras in there, just so I have them. And then I also have my 2 easels over here. Now this one is from Utrecht. It is a little table easel. That is awesome. I've had this for several years. It was a Christmas present. I don't use it very often though, but I have it up on some little mats to keep it off the floor. Obviously, because we're in a basement. And then behind all this stuff, I have my Julian French easel that I got secondhand. And I got this thing for 75 bucks. And new, similar one is almost 200. So I was really thrilled to find that. And it was brand new when I got it. The family that had it before only used it, their kids only used it like twice. And there was like not a mark on it. I mean, I got paint on it, but that wasn't from them. And then up here, I just have a few, like, studies and, like, underpaintings. This is oil paper. I don't know what that is. But it has stuff on it. And I just kind of use this wall to tape stuff up. And then when we did the walls down here and painted them, I put up these little shelves that were actually handed down from my grandfather. I don't know why they were here, but because we never used them and never saw them until we cleaned this area of the basement out. They were just kind of hiding there, but they're awesome. So I painted these guys white. So you can see it's just chipboard, so it didn't fully clean up. But I have some paintings up there, little plein air pieces, and I like to put stuff to dry up there too, because I don't mind if that gets paint on it at all. Over here I have 2 massive canvases that Susan gave me to practice on, because I'm terrified of large canvases and surfaces to paint. That's why they're still empty. It terrifies me. But so they're here safely secured above the ground. And then right behind those canvases I have these 2 big boxes from Blick, and I have the top put there to hold it. And these have watercolor paper in them, and then this one also has a little bit of the Arches oil paper that I got with it. These are full sheets of paper that I have not torn up or cut up yet, because I've just been using up some older stuff that I have. But when I do order paper, I like to order in bulk because you can't get a much better deal, especially with the full sheets. I also have this giant piece of cardboard here that I use to put down when I'm painting stuff and I don't want paint to be stuck on my table. As you can see, I was just doing some panels, so I was using some of the cardboard to protect the table. And then, if you're wondering what this big blue thing is, this is actually a rabbit long jump, because my business is actually building and creating custom rabbit hopping and agility equipment. And I'll leave the link to my website below, because I know there's going to be some people that are like, what is that? But yeah, so that's actually here hanging up because it's huge. This jump is huge. And so it actually holds up my big boxes of paper. And I have these up on some magazine holders, which I really like, just to keep them off the floor. And then, sorry for the lighting here, I have this big clipboard that I got from Michaels. And this piece of mat board that also came from Michaels that I have not even touched yet. I also have a couple little clipboards, and I use these a lot. I actually have 3 of them. I don't know where the 3rd one went. And there's some, looks like foam board that I left there. In this little thing I have a poster that somebody gave me that I have not found a frame big enough for yet. But I also have some of the little sheets of, well, actually it's a roll of the graphite transfer paper. I believe that's what it's called. And I got that from Blick, and I can try to find that and link that below for you guys. I really like that for transferring sketches to tracing paper to a finished paper, because I don't like sketching on my watercolor paper, and then because I have a very sketchy style and I erase stuff and I beat up the paper and it just does not look nice. So I do that on a scrap piece of paper and then transfer it. And if you guys want a video on that, I'd absolutely love to do that, because I need to do some more paintings. And then I also have in this bookcase these lovely little storage containers that are actually for hardware that Rural King in Clearfield, I think, was getting rid of for like 50 cents. And I'm like, heck yeah, I'll get them. And these are great. I use these for all kinds of stuff. Like I have my portable painter box actually in here. Yeah, here's my portable painter box. Some paper towels, some extra brushes and rollers, and a palette knife, and some brushes, all kinds of stuff. And over here I have canvases and panels kind of lined up here, oil paper, some Blick palette paper, my favorite panels of all time that they discontinued. I'm not happy about that. So I bought a ton of them as they were selling out. And then up here I have my watercolor stuff. I have one of my palettes, my big Masterson palette, which I love. Another of these containers from Ollie's with some more extra brushes that I don't use as often. My new palette, whoops. Well, these right here. I have my value scale and my color wheel. I have some palette paper that I use watercolor on, which is kind of fun. Some tracings from other paintings, a bowl with a sponge in it. I have these wonderful Talenti sorbet containers. I love the Roman raspberry, by the way. All these are Roman raspberry. But I keep them and wash them out because they're awesome watercolor water containers. And then up here I have my paints, and these are kind of destroyed and put in weird places. My painting plate, some paper blocks from Fluid, and then I keep this folder of like scrap paper that I've already cut to size. I have various gessos, primers. You would have seen this one, or will see. I don't know when this video is going out. So that's kind of what I have in here. And then on the wall next to it, I don't think I showed this, I have some awesome little posters from events. My little business card that I made. Very generic. A color study thing, a horse, and I just have these taped up because I really like looking at them. This rabbit, let's not talk about that. I hate it. Up on top of the bookcase, I have my little Buddha board, and I got that because it's really fun. You just wet it and it makes dark marks. Really nice for loosening up for watercolor paintings. A pizza box, 2 pizza boxes to transport wet panels. Before I got my little panel carrier made, this really cool little dancing statue that my mom found in this jar that my mom found that I don't really like, but it's here. A mason jar, the Buddha board box, and then over above the drafting table I have my little mannequin, a plant container that is going to probably have another orchid in it, and then a little glass jar that I had some daisies in over summer, but the daisies aren't out yet for spring. So there, it's going to stay empty for a little while. And then over here I have this little radiator heater that I use in the winter because it's a basement studio. It gets very cold. Which is also why I have some rugs. And all these little rugs that you see came from Ollie's. I get a lot of stuff from Ollie's. This bookcase, I'll warn you, is a mess. But I have a lot of my books down here and I don't have all of them down yet. That lighting is terrible. But I tried to organize them by size and by subject, which didn't quite work. And then I have jars of pencils, some of my little tracing tools, a protractor, I don't know why that's here, my big graphite sticks, for loosening up, more pencils, a whole bunch of colored pencils, and I just got a new set that I need to bring down. Again, this one's in a container from Ollie's. These are mason jars and a little jam jar. This was a spice jar, I think. Some erasers, some more little color swatch books, some Vine charcoal that I got a while back that I haven't really used much of. It's kind of just there. Over here I have a couple of my little sketchbooks that I barely used. And then here are my like magazines, catalogs, some more books that are just here that are not organized. I have a binder that I was going to put like receipts in and stuff, but never did. Plein Air magazine, there's a Susan brochure. Plein Air magazine, I love them. So I keep every single one that I get because they're just awesome. I keep a lot of the Blick and like Jerry's and such catalogs because I just really love looking through them. I also have a product catalog for Uncle Eli's, which is a local store in State College. And Jack Richardson, I have an older catalog, 2006, but it's still really fun to look at. Very disorganized. And then down here I have terrifying old watercolor painting things. An old, very old self-portrait. Let's not look at that. An orchid painting, and they're just kind of sitting here in some inexpensive frames because I haven't figured out where I'm putting them. Underneath this mess is some other papers, tracing paper, sketchbooks, more art books, big sketchbooks that I'm wanting to fill. One of them I think is a full one, but just haven't gotten to that. And then here, this turned into a mess too. This is one other watercolor palette. I don't know why it's here. But this is supposed to be for other dry media. Below here is just papers. And like the labels and stuff from some of the products I use. An old drawing. See, there's just random stuff in here. And some packing materials too, which shouldn't be there. And then below here I have bags of old t-shirts and rags. And some boxes that came with my Rosemary & Co. brushes. That I keep because they're really nice to use to travel. And then more packing material, and that kind of sums up this bookcase. So moving back over here, this is my newest edition that I'm really happy about because I really like it. This is a little 3-tier craft cart from Michaels that I got, and I also got a top for it. And I really like it because it's mobile, it's white, there's paint on it already. But it's fine, it's fine. So I keep my oil paints in here in another little like tray container from Ollie's. All this stuff is from Ollie's. An old t-shirt rag, my oils, palette knives, this little wedge, my little silicoil container. And I've been trying to organize this, but I also have these little things, bungee cords. They're not things, they're bungee cords. That I tape together because they're short little ones that I use for my paper towels to just hang off this edge. Oops. Let's pretend you didn't see that. Okay, so right down here I have my new porcelain, well no, ceramic plate that I got as a watercolor palette to try. Panels that I just prepped, baby wipes, and then underneath it I have gloves, more baby wipes, more rags, I think an extra palette knife. I'm not going to open that up. And then down here I have more baby wipes, my Liquin, which I don't use as often now, because it does yellow, my little container for my portable easel, my Implanter Pro easel, a brush washer from Michaels that leaks when tipped over. I don't like it. And then I also have some Galkid Light put in this little Ziploc bag because it also leaks. And on this side, I have this sample set from Chelsea Classical Studio that I got from Blick that I'm really excited to try. I have not tried it yet, but I will do a whole video on that, so you guys can stay tuned for that because I'm really excited to play with them. So that's kind of my oil painting cart. And then over here is my Implanter Pro easel, and this panel fell over. And I'll do a full review on this set too, because I have a lot to say about it. But it's a glass palette with a gray tone to it. I'll open it up here for you. With this nice little removable lid, and I have some paint on there with a value scale. So this kind of moves around. I just kind of put it to the side so I'd have room to show you guys the rest of it. But that is that. So that is kind of it. Don't think I missed anything. So that is kind of my little studio tour, hazardous studio tour. It's very small. It's a little corner. I know some people have smaller spaces, but I'm really grateful to have the space that I have because I have so much stuff. And this actually isn't all the art supplies I own because I have my bedroom is full of stuff too, which is slowly getting integrated down here. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any products that you'd like to see and know more about, or have me talk about, or want to find a place to buy them, just leave a comment down below. And thanks for watching. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on. And I will see you in the next video.